This is a Jmix exclusive.
When did you realize that you had a knack for creating music?
I think it was somewhere around when I was in junior high school. I kind of figured it out. I actually started on turntables. We had a neighborhood DJ in the area, and we would kind of go past his house on our way to football practice. And we just kind of fell into the whole DJing thing and started spinning records. And then after we were spinning records, the curiosity of wondering how did these people actually make these records. So then a friend of mine came from out of town, he was in the military, and his family was in the military, and he came through town, and I guess his older brother had music equipment and little small drum machines, and, so we started tinkering around with drum machines and small little keyboards.
No doubt. How did you link up with E40?
E40, I knew E40 from just, we're all street hustlers, so it was all hustling in the streets, so I ended up meeting E40 just as a result of trying to find a different connect, and I ended up meeting him. So we were doing other business, not music business. So just being in the streets, and I just knew him from, being in one of the main hustlers in the streets.
At this point, did he already have his music thing going, or is it something that you guys both started around the same time?
At the time, he hadn't done any music, but shortly after I met him, they had him and Be Legit and D-Shot, they had did a song called All the King's Men. They did like a single. So they were, they had just did that, and that's all they had did at the time. Mob music got coined as a result of E40. He coins a lot of this stuff. He's somewhat of a trendsetter for us in the Bay, and he just feels like when you hear a certain style or a certain type of music, he's like, man, that's mobbing. So that's mob music. You know what I mean? So everybody just started calling it mob music because it felt like he was doing some mobbish type of things when you listen to that type of music. Sounding real sinister. So that was like mob music, to us.
Do you remember the first song that you put production on?
The first song I actually played, done something. I think it was might have been a song I did with E40 on his EP, a song called Tangy. Either it was Tangy or it was a song on the Click Down and Dirty album. Not for sure which one, but any number of those songs was one of the first ones that I really physically produced hands-on.
How did you first meet Tupac?
I met Tupac at Jack the Rapper in like '94. A friend of mine, Almost High, introduced me to him. He had said that Tupac wanted to meet me, and so we kind of like just met up and walked right into each other at the Jack the Rapper convention. And I was in awe with Tupac. I'm like, man, I want to work with you because I know I'm gonna get a plaque out of you. I know I'm gonna get it was all about a plaque at the time, some accolades. It wasn't really about the money at that point. And Tupac was like, man, I like everything that you're doing. I want to work with you. I love that Silly Cell that you did. I love that SIBO stuff that you did. I've been looking for you. So that's when I first met him, at a hotel at the Marriott Marquis. This was around the time he just got done shooting Poetic Justice.
Did he ever talk to you about Janet Jackson?
Yeah, he did. He was actually kind of like upset and mad at her that she would even have the audacity to make him want to take a AIDS test. So he was just like, furious about, like who she thinks she is. You know what I mean? It's like, I need to take an AIDS test because we got to do a kiss scene or whatever. He was just like really mad at her behind that. Yeah, he was mad about that one. He got over it.
From meeting Tupac, how long did it take to actually get in the studio with him and drop Heavy in the Game?
It was probably about 3 to 4 months after Jack the Rapper, because we exchanged numbers. And he had someone from Interscope give me a call, and they flew me out. Once they called me, they flew me out the next day. Me and Sam Bussick worked on the track before I got there, one of them, and then I left. The next day they sent a car for me. It was like it was like a new thing, like a car service coming to pick you up, flying you out, putting you in a hotel, car service taking you to the studio. Everything's paid for, so it was like a whole new world. Didn't even know that producing was an actual business. We were just doing it for fun.
Do you have any memories that stand out from that recording session?
Yeah, it was like, because it was like my first step into the professional realm as far as being in LA doing it, with the major label. So, mind you, I had done it with Jive, with E40 and them, but I did it with Tupac. It was because I guess it was a different type of label. It was a different type of a situation where, like I say, they paid and they flew us out, and it was a different atmosphere, producing with him. And then Richie Rich, that's when I first met Richie Rich at that particular session at the studio called Studio Enterprise. So that was the first song that we actually did together.
Were you surprised by the success of Me Against the World?
No, not really. Not really. Because at the time, he was just all over the news. He was, going to jail, going through it. So I really wasn't surprised at the success of the album. Back then we really didn't even trip off of, okay, we're going to go platinum, we're going to, it's going to blow up. We didn't even really think about that because we were so passionate and so into doing what we were doing musically that we didn't really care if we sold 10 copies or 100 copies, So I think when you have that type of mind frame and attitude, you really you excel what you anticipate. You exceed what you anticipate.
Do you think that the controversy with the case and the subsequent shooting at Quad Studios, do you think that helped bolster that album into the mainstream, or do you think it would have been a success without all the circus on the side?
It definitely played a part of it. All of everything that happens plays a part of it, whether it's good or bad, But because some people, like you say, some people wouldn't have listened to it or would have known about it unless they hadn't heard about those cases, So it definitely played a part in it. How big of a part, I don't know, because, there's still 10 different slices of the pie that plays a part of successful things, He told me that he couldn't believe that, that she was doing this to him. She was, mind you, she gave him head on the dance floor, he was telling me. He's like, man, she gave me head on the dance floor, so we go back to the room and do whatever. And, after I get done with her, she leave out the room or whatever, and, then everybody else trying to, want to mess with her, so I guess she got mad at that or whatever, but, he was like, I just can't believe that she was, that she was doing this to me, you know what I mean? So he was kind of really, this happened when we were producing Can You Get Away? This is when I was, we was producing that song. He was venting to me about the whole case because I was asking him about it, And so that's when the whole Janet Jackson thing came out. So, yeah, he really wasn't, he wasn't too happy about that at all. He was just more so disappointed in disbelief that somebody would, go through the trouble to do that to him, And so that, if you notice, that's why when he got out, he was really angry, He felt stabbed in the back by women,
What was your reaction to hearing that he'd been shot in 1994?
I was in shock, but it's just everyday business for us. You know what I mean? Growing up in the hood, so it's like, disbelief that it happened, but at the same time, it's like not really surprised it happened to us because at that time, a lot of us were, we were targets, of black on black crime. So it wasn't uncommon for one of our homeboys to get shot. You know what I mean? It's just like you basically waiting around to see who's going to get it next. Hope it's not you. So I wasn't really shocked like that. I was just more so shocked that, what how he felt, who did it. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe that part. I think it was more so, it wasn't that it was Bad Boy Camp per se. I think it was more so like generally speaking, like if you my homeboy and we in the same town, and I so-called run this town, and I get shot or I get robbed or something, and this person runs off, of course you're not going to know exactly who it is, but a couple of days later, you're going to know or find out, you're going to hear in the streets who did what, you know? So he felt like, okay, I'm with y'all, I'm in y'all town, y'all city, and this happened to me, and all of a sudden y'all can't even help me figure it out. Y'all didn't come to my age, y'all didn't say this, y'all didn't say that, y'all just kind of like turned your head and looked away, you know what I mean? Like you didn't want to get involved, you know what I mean? But, you know, so he felt like his friendship was a lot more tighter than when it came to his life, when it came to them and their homeboys, you know?
Hey all, it's Jmix here, and I want to thank everybody that took the time to watch the video. If you liked it, go ahead and throw it a like, maybe even a comment down below. And if you really like my content, check out my Patreon. The link is down below. For $1 a month, you get all the live streams, unedited as soon as they happen, plus interviews in advance and other bonus content. The link is in the description. If not, you guys could always watch one of the videos to the side of me. See you on the next upload. One love, everybody.